In a small town surrounded by quiet hills and dusty roads lived a young man named Ion. The town wasn't famous for anything. No big colleges, no shiny buildings, no opportunities that made people dream big. Most people here learned early to accept an ordinary life and stop hoping for more. But Ion was different. He dreamed. From childhood, he believed that life had something bigger waiting for him. He watched videos of successful people, read books borrowed from the town's old library, and imagined himself living a life where he mattered. Yet reality didn't match his dreams. Ion came from a poor family. His father worked long hours at a small repair shop, and his mother stitched clothes for neighbors to help with expenses. They loved Ion deeply but couldn't support his dreams financially. Still, they encouraged him with the only thing they had, faith. After finishing college, Ion faced the hardest phase of his life. The chasing phase. He applied for jobs every day. Offices, companies, startups, small firms, big dreams. Mostly, he got silence. Sometimes rejection. Sometimes false hope. Whenever an interview went well, Ion waited anxiously by his phone, refreshing emails again and again. When no reply came, his heart sank. He started chasing people. He messaged recruiters repeatedly. He begged seniors for recommendations. He reminded employers about his applications. He lowered his self-respect, hoping someone would give him a chance. One day, after another rejection, Ion sat under a large banyan tree near the river. It was his favorite place, quiet, peaceful, away from noise. He leaned against the tree, closed his eyes, and whispered to himself, "Why am I not enough?" That's when he noticed an old man sitting nearby, feeding birds crumbs from his hand. The birds came willingly, sparrows, pigeons, even a crow or two. None were afraid, none were chased. Ion watched silently. Finally, the old man spoke. "Funny thing about birds," he said calmly. "If you chase them, they fly away. If you sit still, they come on their own." Those words stayed with Ion. The lesson begins. The next day, Ion met the old man again. They talked. The man's name was Hakeem, a retired schoolteacher. Wise eyes, slow voice, and words that felt heavier than lectures. Ion shared everything. His frustration, his fear, his feeling of being invisible. Hakeem listened patiently. Then he said something that changed Ion's life. "Son, when you keep chasing validation, you teach the world that you are desperate. When you beg for opportunities, you silently tell others that you don't believe in your own worth." Ion felt those words hit deep. "So what should I do?" he asked. Hakeem smiled. "Don't chase. Don't beg. Just grow." The growing phase. That night, Ion couldn't sleep. He realized something painful but true. He had been focusing more on being chosen than becoming capable. The next morning, he made a decision. He stopped messaging recruiters. He stopped begging for recommendations. He stopped chasing people who didn't value him. Instead, he started chasing growth. He woke up early every day. He learned new skills online using free resources. He practiced every single day, even when no one noticed. He improved his communication, his technical abilities, his mindset. There were days when motivation disappeared. Days when doubts screamed louder than hope. Days when friends mocked him, saying, "Why work so hard when no one is watching?" Ion remembered Hakeem's words. Trees don't grow overnight. They grow silently. Months passed. No applause. No praise. No sudden success. But Ion kept growing. The test of patience. One evening, Ion saw an old friend, Samir, driving a new car. Samir had always been average but got lucky with a job through connections. For a moment, jealousy crept in. Maybe I should ask him for help, Ion thought. But then he remembered. Chasing, begging, comparing. He let the thought go. That night, he wrote in his notebook, "I will not rush my journey. I will respect my growth." Weeks later, Ion created a small project showcasing his skills. He shared it online, not to beg for attention, but to show what he had become. Something shifted. People noticed, not because Ion asked them to, but because his work spoke for him. When the world notices. One afternoon, Ion received an email from a company he had once applied to months ago. This time, the message was different. "We came across your work. We'd like to talk." No chasing, no begging, no reminders, just growth. The interview felt different too. Ion spoke with confidence, not desperation. He didn't try to impress, he simply expressed. 2 days later, the offer came. It wasn't just a job, it was respect. When Ion told Hakim, the old man nodded calmly. See, when you grow, you don't need to knock on doors. Doors start looking for you. The full circle. Years later, Ion returned to his hometown, not as a desperate young man, but as someone who had built a meaningful career. He visited the banyan tree by the river. Hakim was no longer there. But the birds still came. Ion sat under the tree, smiled, and understood the lesson fully at last. Life doesn't reward those who chase attention. Life rewards those who build value quietly.